Hi, and welcome to Dog Fostering 101. I'm Jackie Adams, foster mom and learning and development professional. This podcast is for anyone who's new to fostering, thinking about saying yes for the first time, or navigating those early days and looking for practical tips, because fostering changes lives at both ends of the leash. Welcome to the Foster Fast Track series, where we break down essential concepts every new foster should know in just under 15 minutes. Today's question is a big one. How do you choose the right foster dog for you? Now, when I started fostering, I did not choose my dogs well. I told the Charlotte Mecklenburg shelter volunteer team that I loved brindles because years ago I had a brindle dog named Bruno that I absolutely adored. And guess what happened? I started getting messages whenever a brindle came in, no matter what their personality was or their energy level, because the shelter was trying to help match based on what I said my preferences were. The problem was, I was choosing based simply on something that was skin deep, literally the color of their coat. And that meant I was missing the most important part of fostering, finding a dog whose needs match with what you can realistically offer. Your lifestyle, your schedule, your comfort level, your home environment, those are the things that matter. So today, I want to help you get this right from the beginning. A lot of new fosters choose dogs based on appearance. That sweet face, those ears, those big hopeful eyes. And yes, we've all fallen in love with a photo, but choosing based only on looks can make the experience harder for both you and the dog. So let's talk about how to choose the right foster dog for you and how to set up both sides for success. The first step is actually looking at your own life, your routines, your space, and what you can genuinely give right now. Start by thinking about your availability. What does your day actually look like? Do you have time for daily walks, vet appointments, or a dog who might need a little extra support? Or would a calmer or even a short foster be a better fit for this season of your life? Then think about the kinds of behaviors you're comfortable handling. Are you okay with potty training? Could you support a shy dog who needs patience and reassurance? Would a big, energetic dog who pulls on the leash feel manageable for you right now? There's no wrong answer here. Knowing your comfort zone helps everyone involved. It also helps to think about who else is in your household. We're talking kids, roommates, resident pets. All of those dynamics matter when you're choosing a foster dog. And consider the environment you can offer. Is your home quiet or busy? Do you have a yard or are you in an apartment? Different dogs thrive in different setups, and there's a foster match for all of them. One of the most overlooked parts of fostering is your own emotional bandwidth. Some dogs need structure, confidence, and steady support. Others just need a safe space to sleep and decompress. It's completely okay to choose a dog who matches what you can give right now. Finally, think about why you're fostering. Are you hoping to gain experience, help a dog decompress, support a rescue during a busy season or crisis? Your why helps narrow down the dogs who will be the best fit. Once you're clear on what you can offer, then it's time to learn a little bit about the dog. When you're choosing a foster dog, it can be really helpful to ask the shelter or rescue what they've noticed about the dog so far. Staff and volunteers can often pick up small but meaningful details just from spending time with them throughout the day. You can keep it simple and open ended. Try asking them something like, "What have you noticed about this dog? Do you know anything about their history?" Or, "Is it possible for me to look through their medical packet?" A medical packet is usually just a small set of papers that follows a dog through the shelter system. Things like vaccination records, notes from intake, any medications are on, and sometimes observations from staff or vets. It's not fancy, but it can give you a quick snapshot of the dog's health and any special considerations. These questions usually open the door to the most important information: how the dog handles new environments, whether they seem stressed or relaxed, how they interact with other dogs or people, and anything medical you should keep in mind. And sometimes the answer from the staff is we're still learning about them. That's completely okay. It just means you might be the person who helps uncover who this dog truly is once they're out of the shelter and able to decompress. And while we're talking about choosing the right dog for your life, there's one more option that people sometimes overlook: short term fostering. A lot of folks don't realize how many different ways there are to foster. You don't have to commit to long term to make a huge impact. Some people simply transport a dog from the shelter to their foster home, a quick ride that makes all the difference. Others take a dog for a day or for two just to gather some behavior notes. Even that tiny window can tell the dog shelter so much about the dog: how the dog behaves in a home, whether they might be potty trained, how they sleep, what startles them, and what helps them relax. And then there's respite fostering, stepping in for a few days to give a primary foster a break or to help a dog decompress. These are short term roles that are incredibly valuable to the foster network overall. They help shelters learn about that dog and give their normal foster parents a break during a time when they're going on vacation so that they don't have to bring it into the shelter environment. In some cases, this can actually prevent a dog from having to be returned to the shelter, which can be incredibly stressful. Short term support is still fostering, and for many people, it is the perfect place to start. So do consider respite care. The real secret to choosing well when you're looking at your first foster dog: you don't need years of experience, you don't need a perfect home, and you definitely don't need to know a dog's entire life story. You're going to learn that as you go. Every foster does. And along the way, you'll find resources like this podcast series to help you understand what you're seeing, what you're feeling, and what your foster dog needs from you. Learning on the fly isn't a flaw, it's really a part of this fostering journey. And if the shelter doesn't know much about the dog yet, that's okay. Some of the most meaningful foster stories begin with a dog who didn't have any information attached to their name. They just had a need and someone who was willing to say yes. And for me, just like so many fosterers, that one yes changed everything. My beginning in fostering was messy and complicated, but I learned so much. And somewhere along the way, I discovered a passion for helping shy, uncertain dogs learn to trust and love again. Before we wrap up here, I want to share a really helpful resource from Maddie's Fund called the Dog Behavior Collection, which has tips and information for adopters, fosters, and the wider rescue community. What I love about these resources is that they're useful no matter which dog you choose. They help you better understand common behaviors, stress signals, and adjustment patterns. We'll share that link in the show notes. Thank you for joining us for this Foster Fast Track episode. Now go snuggle a pup and have a great day. Thanks so much for joining us for this episode of Dog Fostering 101, everything I wish I knew when I began fostering. This episode was edited by Make Your Day Richer. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to follow us and check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Now go cuddle a pup and have a great day.